I think we're live now. Okay, so hello everyone. This is the Knights of Glenn. Um, whatever. Um, and this is our. It's been I think half a year since our last comic book weekly. Because our last one was when we were discussing the episode when Rain smashes the crap out of Supergirl. Yeah, that was the last time we did one of these. So this is the new one, and we've done it in this style because we were watching It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia the other day, and Bob was like, "Oh, we should do a podcast," because they did a podcast, so we're trying to do it more in a podcast style. Thank you, subscribe this channel for subscribing. I'll probably subscribe back later because I subscribe to most of my subscribers if I can find out who they are, because we want to keep the community going. So now, this is where it properly starts, and we're going to be going on to our first topic, which is, of course, the our universe of creative writing that we've started, or I've started on Wattpad. I've had this story written for a year. I didn't know what to do with it, and then last week Bob sent me a link to a story called Supergirl, and yeah, and then I saw the app, and I was like, oh, this is where I can publish it because I kind of wanted to publish it, but I wasn't really confident. But I have, and I've got about uh, seven parts of the main story, and then I've got a prequel all written, which I've had for about a year, and I'm going to be doing a bi-weekly, um, publishing one every Wednesday, which is comic book day. So yeah, so my uh, Bob is also going to be eventually writing a story. Yeah, his story is going to be about Batgirl, and it's going to be acting as a prequel, which will probably release his story because it will tie into my prequel. So whenever releases his, I'll release my prequel as well. Bob doesn't know this, but I actually changed my writing style the other day, so I've managed to go through three of my parts already, having to redo my writing style to make it more suitable for people to be reading it. Yeah, so I've redone that. So yeah, it's starting off with Justice League Eternal, which is my story that I've started, which is set basically it's set after a massive war. The Green Lanterns have been wiped out. The Justice League have been wiped out. The Teen Titans have been wiped out, and then it's basically just the remaining people forming a Justice League team. Yeah, that's what you said because I started writing this before the Justice League movie, and then Bob was like, "Is the film? This is probably going to be darker than the film," and it gets quite dark at times. Yeah, you like the scene that I told you about and showed you though, which is a pretty dark scene. But we basically changed up who the Flash is, who Batman is, who Green Lantern is from the established, and there are favourite characters in those roles. Like my favorite Flash is Wally West, my favorite Batman is Dick Grayson, and my favorite Green Lantern is Kyle Rayner, who all shine in this. And as much as I love Superman, I do prefer the character of Supergirl. So she's basically taking his spot on the team. Wonder Woman and Martian Manhunter are staying though, since I like them, and uh they've been over. Uh, Martian Manhunter hasn't been overdone. but Wonder Woman has, but nowhere near as much as Batman and Superman. So that's why I decided to do a different Batman and Supergirl instead of Superman. So now let's go on to the proper topic of comic book Geekly. We're calling it now, not comic book weekly. Is of course um the Supergirl season 3 and its finale. What did you think of it, Bob? I remember having an argument in earlier on when because I only started watching Supergirl a year ago, but I saw bits of it about when it started, and then I was saying this is way better than the Flash, and then I remember Bob arguing with me about it. I don't watch any of the DC shows apart from this, even though I've watched the first 2 episodes of Krypton, which I've really enjoyed, and I need to get back to watching that. I still haven't seen all the Supergirl though. I've seen Um, most of season 1, most of season 2, and all of season 3. But I still need to catch up. Hopefully, I'll get the box set for my birthday so I can catch up on that. Ready for season 4. But well, we'll talk about season 4 later in a bit. What did you think of Rain as a villain? For me, she's the best villain so far in any DC show. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'd actually say she's the best DC villain on screen since Zod because Lex Luthor I did like him, but I prefer Zod. Ares was just totally dreadful, and Steppenwolf, I liked him, but he wasn't really developed, whereas Rain is. And I can't. It's easy knowing the villains for the Flash because it's just someone who runs fast. Uh, But that's what I was really worried about when they announced Rain, because I thought they were going to do what the Flash does, having a Kryptonian villain every season, but they actually really changed it up and did really inventive episodes. You said that, but I'm used to reading comics and Silver Age comics and stuff when it's really cringy, so I'm kind of used to that. That's what I love about the show, because I've said it's the comic book show on TV at the moment that's closest to a comic. But yeah, it's like watching it's like Infinity War and Justice League are like watching comic books directly as movies, but this is Supergirl done directly as um the 2 series. So now let's go on to the next topic, which is Monel leaving. Yeah, I thought he was gonna die from what I had kind of spoiled because it was like Monel leaves and there's petitions and everything. So I thought he died, but he didn't. Yeah, I haven't told you, but there's petitions to get him to come back. Yeah. Well, and I'm just wondering, which this ties into the next topic. Sorry, which is what about Win? There's no petition to get Win back. Yeah, he's my second favorite character. Yeah, I really like him. He's but I was discussing this with you yesterday about a text just came up on my screen, which means it's streamed. That's funny. Um, we were discussing it yesterday about how Supergirl's the only show with supporting cast that isn't absolutely fucking annoying and makes you want to kill yourself. Yeah, yeah, with shit Simmons. Who? Cyrus. Yeah, it also has my most hated character, which is Caitlin. Unless no, I'd say I hate Laurel more because of how much I love Black Canary. So I'd actually say I hate Laurel more. Yeah, but that's better than the Flash's spawn cast. Like Diggs is cool, but Supergirl's the only one with spawn cast that you care for every single person, which we're going to get onto in a minute with caring about two members of the cast in particular. Yeah. Um. So yeah, that this I really like this podcast, and it's sad to see Mon and um Win replaced with who I think is probably the weakest member of the podcast this season, which is Brainy. I did like him, but I thought he was the weakest member of the podcast. Oh yeah, they got rid of Jean as well. That was annoying. Even though I really loved the storyline with his dad, I loved his dad. I've been drinking mochas the last few days, calling them cocoa offies because Moran was brilliant. Love that character. So now talking about what I just teased, which is it's the only ship we've actually ever involved ourselves in, but that's because it's so good and it has to happen. Which is Samvers, which is of course Sam, Areas, and Alex Danvers. So people are calling what are people calling it again? Because I thought that was shit. Agent Rain, wasn't it? That's stupid. What we want is Samvers is the better name. This is the better time than any to say I'm getting t-shirts and hats made, and because I might be meeting the cast next year, I was always going to dress up as Superman, but I'm going to go in a cap that says Samvers and then get them to sign it because that'd be brilliant. But yeah, Samvers. They've so good chemistry, and as we've said, Ruby needs two mummies who love her very much. That, but and both Odette Annabelle and Kyla Lee have said that they want it to happen. So hopefully they'll make it happen. But there has been a lot of chemistry between the two characters. Unlike Supercore, which is stupid. That's the story he sent me on Wattpad, by the way. It was a Supercore story. But yeah, this is the first ship we've properly invested in. Literally going to invest in by March. Um, Oh, that's another thing that will be released is it's set in the Supergirl universe. I wrote a story for Bob's birthday and it's about half done at the moment, but it's pretty good. Not in a it's good in a bad way. Um but that yeah, I deliberately made this cringy. Don't worry, my other stories are nothing like it. This one was just deliberately cringy. Like it's about Ruby. It's about a villain who uses whips who laced with kryptonite, and yeah, and then they also go bowling and stuff with Ruby's friend Dom because he has no friends and it's his birthday, so he comes bowling with the Supercore group, not Supercore with the Super Friends. I mean group. So now that's all the Supergirl stuff done. So let's move on to Luke Cage. I finished this 2 weeks ago exactly today, and I still haven't done a video on it. So that's why I'm putting this in. You haven't finished it yet, have you? Yeah, this is my all-time favorite comic book season of anything. As I've said before, I absolutely loved it. But yeah, what's the villain called again, Dom? No, the female one. It's Stokes! Malaya Stokes! Yeah, Bushmaster was brilliant. He had the strength and durability of Luke Cage, but the speed and ferocity of Danny Vand. I'm not going to talk into spoilery stuff since he hasn't watched it. So let, yeah. What have you thought of the earlier episodes so far? Yeah, Lucy Liu can direct. Shame she can't act. But yeah, but the best part of this season, other than the villain of Bushmaster and Mariah Stokes, not Dillard Stokes, has been Misty Knight. Yeah, she. I love Misty Knight. No secret. Comics, TV show. I didn't think she was had enough sass in the first season of Defenders, but they absolutely perfected it this season. Like there's this line when she's like, "Don't think because I'm a police officer I won't kick your ass," which is so Misty Knight, and I really liked. But her character development throughout the season has been absolutely brilliant. But of course, my favorite episode or episodes are the ones involving my man Danny Rand. Yeah, who's my all-time favorite kung fu person and one of my all-time favorite Marvel characters. He's my favorite character who's had a Netflix show made of him. I know people didn't like him in the first season of um Iron Fist, but I thought they did him perfectly, and same in Defenders. But he is flat out. No one can deny his perfection this season. He was absolutely brilliant. But now because we can't really discuss this because Bob hasn't watched it, we're going to move on to the next topic, which is they've finished filming Captain Marvel, which means we should be getting a trailer soon. Yeah, it's weird that maybe they'll release it with the British release of Ant-Man and the Wasp to say sorry for being selfish idiots. That's what we hope for. They better hand out like posters to cinemas to give out and stuff like that. They need to pamper us. I'm not. You can pick stuff up for me. Oh yeah, let's just discuss that now as well. Yeah, this is the first Marvel film in 7 years I won't be seeing in the cinema because I'm finding other means to watch it because I'm not giving them my money because I've discussed this briefly before, but because they might do it again, so we need to make them make no money basically in Britain. And this is the first time I actually wanted a Marvel movie to bomb because they need to have consequences to what they're doing. So I don't mind this bombing. As much as I love Scott Lang, like I'm honestly the only Ant Man fan I know, and I'm the only person who cares about Ant Man. And yeah, yeah, like I'm the only person I know who actually cares about Ant Man. And then I have to wait another month, which is terrible. Until I watch it using other means, wink, wink. Um, but at least I get to see Incredibles, which is finally out on Friday. I'm seeing the first screening in my city because there's no midnight screening, sadly. And now we fight for months. We've been trying to do our fan cast for Booster Gold and Blue Beetle. Yeah, I finally got it down. Stephen Yun as Booster Gold and Jake Johnson's Blue Beetle. Jake Johnson's been thrown between the two, who I wanted, but I decided he should be Blue Beetle. That's just a quick little topic. So the next one is that in autumn they're going to start filming the Joker movie with Joaquin Phoenix. Yeah. It can't be worse than Jared Leto, and it's by Martin Scorsese, so it should be good. talking of this, I didn't plan for this, and it won't be picked for this. But what DC movies are you actually looking forward to? Yeah, yeah. You know which one I'm really looking forward to. On who? No, not Aquaman. No, Green Lanterns is the movie I want. Yeah, but Green Lanterns. Because they've given Jeff Johns, the greatest writer ever for DC, apart from Alan Moore, but Alan Moore kind of, it wasn't really DC. Um, so, the best writer they've ever had, and they're giving him a production movie and free reign over a movie, which is Green Lanterns. And if they let him do whatever he wants, it's guaranteed to be in my top 5 favourite comic book movies. I don't mind it. But yeah, that's the yeah. This is where we're going to end it now. Thanks you all for watching, and we don't know. We can't do this next for the next 4 weeks because Bob's doing something. So yeah, this is Comic Book Weekly. That is where Geekly. That is barely weekly. That's our new slogan. Yeah, Comic Book Geekly. That is barely weekly. Thanks you all for watching, and I hope to see you soon. Bye. Just subscribe somehow.